do. For me and you, door is open, come on in. Now you're here, so let the playdate begin. In my world, it's me and you, in Chibi's world. Oh hi, you're just in time. You're just in time for story time with Rosalina. And our fairy friend Alyssa is here with us to join the story. Now you're probably wondering, what story does she have for us this time? Well, I'm not sure. Let's go see. Hi guys, they're here. Now we can begin the story. What's the story today, Rosalina?
Well, this is the story about a man who lived a long time ago. His name is Uncle Noah. Now, Uncle Noah had to save some animals from a flood, so he built a really big boat. And he called his boat Uncle Noah's Ark. And that's the story we're reading. It's called Uncle Noah.
Ooh, and I think I know how to make it more fun. I can use my magic to play the story. And you can help us out, and play along with us.
Ooh, that's a great idea, Alyssa. It'll be like actually living the story. Do you want to play along with us? Great. Now remember, this is a historical story. It tells the story of one man, who built this big boat to save some animals from a flood.
Very well. Let us begin the story, shall we? Remember to follow along to the story as I read.
Alright, let's get the story started. Are you ready to play along? Great. Let's begin.
Alright then. Long ago, when the world was new, there lived a man named Noah. He was a good and honest man who lived in a way that pleased God. Noah spent his days in peace and happiness with his family. Many people didn't live as Noah lived. They were selfish and cruel to one another.
Selfish and cruel? That's not very nice at all.
Indeed it is not. People in this time were not nice at all. Now let's see. Oh yes. God told Noah that because of the wickedness in the world, it would rain for 40 days and 40 nights. The rain would cause a flood, which would wash away all the evil. God also told him how Noah and his family and the animals of the world would be protected. Noah had to build a big ark to ride upon the flood waters. Everyone laughed at Noah for building a boat on dry land, but that didn't bother Noah.
40 days and nights. Wow, what a flood. Wonder what would happen once the storm stops.
Well, I think that's for us to find out throughout the story.
Perhaps with a little game for all of you, courtesy of God.
Oh my, is that what I think it is?
Indeed. A little game called God's Clues. And, take this, from me.
Wow, thank you very much. Oh boy, God's Clues. Okay, will you help? Great. Alright, let's continue with the story.
So what happens next?
When they had finished the ark, Noah and his sons and their wives searched for two of every kind of animal. Every beast that walked and every bird that flew, every snake that crawled, toad that hopped, and lizard that crept. Sometimes it wasn't easy.
Ooh, maybe we can help look for the animals too. Will you help? Great. Come on guys, let's go search for some animals. Huh, did you say something? A what? A God's clue? Oh, right there. And it's on this curve. Wow, our first God's clue. Alright, let's put it in our notebook. A curve. A curve is our first clue. So what do you think is gonna happen after the storm with this curve? Ooh, good thinking. But let's keep an eye out for more of God's clues. Come on, we've got some animals together, so we can get them onto the ark. Let's hurry.
Hey look, a zebra.
Ooh, a zebra is an animal that needs to be on the ark. Listen up zebra, we need you to come with us to the ark. There's gonna be a storm coming, and we need to get you on the ark to get you safe and sound.
Apologize my friends, but I'm afraid I cannot leave without my friend. Some of the animals won't leave without their friends. But we're having trouble trying to find them. Maybe you can help us out before we can head over to the ark.
Oh sure, no problem. I'm sure Uncle Noah would want some of the animals to have their friends on the ark with them. Okay, I think we're gonna need your help here. Will you help us find the animals' friends, so they can go to the ark? You will? Great. Alright, keep those eyes open for this zebra's friend. Let's see the animals we have here. Oh wow! A bear, an elephant, a pig, a giraffe, and an ostrich. Interesting choices here.
Is one of these your friend?
I'm not so sure.
Okay, let's think about this. You'll help, right? Great.
Okay, so the animal friend I'm looks exactly like me.
A friend that looks just like him. Alright, which of these animals looks just like him? Which one? That other zebra? Oh, of course, those two zebras are exactly the same. What's a couple of zebras without being with one another?
Why, of course. Us zebras have to stick together, especially for a flood that's on the way. Come on, let's get to the ark. The rest of you, come along with us.
Good job. We found the zebra's friend, and now they're heading for the ark. Okay, let's help another animal.
Ooh, look, a camel.
Salutations, friends. I could use your assistance looking for my friend, so that we may go to the ark.
Alright, so what does your friend look like?
Very simple, my dear. My friend looks just like me.
Ooh, alright then. Let's see. Here. We have a hippo, a skunk, an ox, a hedgehog, a goose, and another camel. So, we need to find the friend that looks like this camel. Which one of these animals is that? Which one? Oh, the other camel. Of course, this camel is the same as that one. Just like the zebra, two animals should want to be together on the ark. Well, there you are.
Why, thank you, chaps. Us camels would certainly love to be on the ark together with our own kind. Come, my friend, onto the ark. Same for the rest of you.
Wow. Have you done something like this before? 'Cause you're really good at finding animals' friends that look the same. Okay, who's up next?
Me, I'm next.
Ooh, a panda bear. You need to find your friend too, right?
Sure do. My friend looks just like me.
Looks just like you. Alright, let's see these last animals we have here before we head back to the ark. Ah, a rhino, a gorilla, a rabbit, a lion, a goat, and another panda. Alright, ready to help again? Let's find the animal that's the same as this panda. Which one of these animals is that? Oh, you're right, it's this other panda. Same black and white fur, same panda ears, same panda nose. That's how a panda is.
Yeah, that's my friend. Us pandas would want us to be together, you know. Now we're all set to go to the ark. Thanks for your help.
You're very welcome. And thank you too. You're such an animal expert. Especially when you're trying to find some that match. Ooh, come on, we better get back to Rosalina and the ark. That flood is gonna be here soon.
Right on time, girls. All the animals are safe and sound inside the boat.
Great. Okay, so what happens next?
Let's see here. All the animals were put in pens beside the ark. Noah's pasture looked like a zoo, but it was bigger than any zoo you have ever seen. Noah and his family gathered enough food for many months. Hay for the horses, grain for the cattle, and meat for the lions and tigers. There was even a pile of carrots for the rabbits and plenty of sweet clover for the honeybees. When the work was finished, God told Noah to load up the ark. So Noah and his family put their household goods and the food into the ark. Then Noah opened the pens and let all the animals out. The animals followed Noah to the big ark. He stood in the doorway at the top of the ramp and directed all the beasts and birds. Then, in marched the animals, 2 by 2, the long-necked giraffe and the kangaroo, the lion and the rain, and the wallaby. The turtle, and the deer, and the chimpanzee, badger, and beaver, bear, and gnu, up the ramp, 2 by 2.
Come on, we better go in too.
And now, for the storm. Incoming flood.
Wow, I've never seen a flood this big before. Absolutely crazy. So Rosalina, what happens next?
And when all the animals, Noah, and his wife, and his sons, and their wives were safely inside, the door of the ark was shut tight. Then it quietly began to rain. It was just a drizzle at first, but then it changed to a steady downpour. Oh, how it rained! The rain came down in sheets, the wind howled, the thunder roared, and the lightning flashed across the dark sky. The waters began to rise higher and higher, until they covered even then mountain peaks. Everything on earth was destroyed in the flood. But the ark and its passengers floated safely on the water.
Wow, amazing, don't you think?
Come along now, girls, let's get out of the rain, and continue the story.
Wow, it's getting wild on the ark. Hope everything's okay in there.
All animals, quiet down please.
Nice. Alright, so what happens now?
After a while, the animals grew uneasy. The wolves howled, the horses whinnied, and the tiny field mice squeaked with fear. Even the great striped tigers crouched in a corner and meowed like little kittens. The lions did not roar or cry out, but they too were afraid. They didn't move or eat, or even twitch their tails. Noah's sons and their wives also grew restless. They began to wonder if God had forgotten them. Noah alone was calm. He did not doubt God's words. And suddenly, just as God had said it would, after 40 days and 40 nights, the rain stopped.
Ooh, which means, I can do this. Voila! With my magic, I used it to skip 40 days, to make the rain stop.
Good job there, Alyssa. This is much better than waiting around 40 days and nights for the storm to stop. You say something? A God's clue? Where? Oh, right there. Up in the sky. Wow, and I thought some of our friends were able to do that. Alright, let's put it in our notebook. There, the sky. So, what do you think is gonna happen with a curve and the sky? Oh, maybe. But let's find our last God's clue to figure this out. Come on, let's go see what happens next. Ooh, what's going on over there with Noah?
It's part of the story. Listen to this. Soon the sun began to shine, and the warm wind began to blow. Little by little, the water went down. One day, the ship lurched and bumped against the top of a mountain. Now, according to history, Noah sent out 2 birds. The first bird he sent out first was a raven.
Why was the raven sent out first?
To determine if the floodwaters had subsided enough for life to exist outside the ark. As a strong, scavenging bird, the raven was a practical choice to check for dry land or carrion, which would indicate that the earth was drying and accessible. It flew back and forth until the waters receded, signaling that the ground was not yet fully dry.
So what happens next?
Noah sent a dove from the ship. The dove flew about, but there was no place to land. It soon came back to the ark. Noah waited a week, then he let the dove go again.
Ooh, okay. Maybe while we wait for the dove to return, maybe a song would be great right about now. Here's one for you.
Do you know what happened when the animals started to go into the ark? The animals went in 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 2 by 2, the elephant and the kangaroo, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 3 by 3, the wasp, the ant, and the bumblebee, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 4 by 4. The great hippopotamus stuck in the door, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 5 by 5. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 5 by 5. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 5 by 5. They warned each other to keep alive, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 6 by 6. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 6 by 6. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 6 by 6. They turned out the monkey because of his tricks, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The rain. Oh, look at all those wet animals! The animals went in 7 by 7. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 7 by 7. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 7 by 7. The little pig thought he was going to heaven. They all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 8 by 8. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 8 by 8. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 8 by 8. The turtle thought he was coming late, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 9 by 9. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 9 by 9. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 9 by 9, marching up in a long straight line, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. The animals went in 10 by 10. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 10 by 10. Hurrah! Hurrah! The animals went in 10 by 10. The last one in was the little red hen, and they all went into the ark. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain. La 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 la.
Thank you, Alyssa. That was delightful.
Yes, very good. So what happened next?
This time, it came back with an olive branch in its beak. That meant that the water was below the treetops.
Ooh, an olive branch, and the water is lowering below the treetops? How nice.
It sure is. It's a good sign too.
Can you believe it? We might be reaching land soon. This is such a wonderful story. And a miracle too. What's this? Ha, looks like the dove found a paper of colors. Huh? What did you say? A what? Oh my. It's a God's clue. And it's on these colors. Wow, the dove didn't just find an olive branch, it also found our last clue. Thanks, dove. Alright, let's put these colors in our notebook. Colors. Wow, good thing we had these colored crayons with us. Ooh, and hey, we have all 3 clues to figure out what's gonna happen. But, I would say it's time to sit in our thinking chair, but there's no thinking chair in this story. Guess we can just stand for the thinking.
You can come inside and do your thinking inside. I'm sending the dove out again, so you'll go and do the thinking inside.
Thank you so much, Noah. Come on. This looks like a good spot to do our thinking. You ready? Great. Okay, let's think. So, our God's clues are, a curve, the sky, and colors. So, what do you think is gonna happen with these clues? Well, maybe there is a certain special thing you see in the sky. Like, maybe these colors. Yeah, maybe you could see these colors up in the sky. And, maybe these colors could be in curves too. Yeah, but what would you see in the sky that's a curve, and is all these different colors? A rainbow? A rainbow. Of course. There's gonna be a rainbow that'll happen. How beautiful. We just figured out God's clues. Come on with the story. Let's see what happens next.
Now, time to continue with the story. The third time Noah sent the dove from the ark, it did not return at all, for the land was at last dry, and the dove could find food and shelter.
Dry land, we've hit ground.
God told Noah to leave the ark, along with his family, and the animals, and begin life again on earth.
Oh my goodness, dry land. We found dry land.
Oh, the great joy of being free. The horses pranced, the kangaroos leaped, the penguins flapped their wings and waddled faster, even the heavy hippos kicked up their heels as they paraded down the ramp onto dry land.
Wow, now this is such a wonderful day for freedom. All the animals are happy to be on dry land again. Look, the rainbow.
Under the arch of a rainbow, the antelopes and mountain goats bounded to the high hills, the bears ambled to the woods. The lions and leopards raced to make their new homes on the plains and in the jungle. The cattle, horses, sheep, and all the other tame animals stayed close to Noah because he needed them. The first thing Noah did was to build an altar where he and his family thanked God for saving them from the flood. The end.
Wow. That was such a wonderful story. Did you enjoy it too? Oh good.
Thank you friends for your time with us. Farewell to you, and God bless you all.
Farewell Noah. Time to go. Wow, what a great story.
Now you know the history of Noah's Ark. Such a wonderful story.
And we're so glad you were there to enjoy the story with us, and learn about the history of Noah's Ark. Ooh, look. What a lovely drawing. It's a picture of us on Noah's Ark, with a rainbow. How beautiful. Ooh, hey Rosalina, quick question. What exactly was the rainbow about anyway?
Well, the rainbow was a very special message of God's way of saying that he will never flood the whole earth again. Not only is a rainbow beautiful, but it's also God's way of a special promise to never do something like that ever again.
Wow, lovely way to send a special message. Thank you so much God. Ooh, and we got back in time too. Thank you so much for joining along with us throughout the story. This is a story we will never forget. Goodbye, goodbye. It's time to go. Goodbye, goodbye. I don't want to go. See you later, alligator. Bye bye bye, butterfly. Goodbye.